Good morning. This is Charlie Stocker with HeyGardenGuy.com website. Hey Garden Guy Charlie Stocker, our Facebook and YouTube, where you can go to those locations, ask your question, watch videos, and just increase your garden IQ one question and video at a time. We welcome your questions. We get about 25 a day. We love it. If we don't have the answer, we research it because we want to make sure we give you the correct information. Had a question from Joel, which brings up this next video episode of about lilacs. He inherited a lilac from his great-grandmother. They've had it in the family now for going on 4 generations, and I just want to say, and he wants to know what is the proper care of it and some things he should look for. So we brought some lilacs on board this morning and want to talk about them regarding that. Lilacs, again, are probably passed down from one generation to the next as an heirloom type plant that you remember all the great things that happened in those past generations. The only thing that's passed down more are peonies. Lilacs are number 2. Lilacs A need a full sun. Now when I say full sun, I'm saying at least 8 hours of sun. They like a well-drained soil, and they like a lot of organic matter. It seems like every single episode we talk about, we say a lot of organic matter. And what we mean by that is material that has either been composted or is organic matter that you can purchase at your box stores or your garden centers that have just a lot of once living material in them, because you're going to find the microorganisms will get into that soil much quicker than simply a red clay and a Hosmer clay that we have around here. So based on that full sun, let's get into the lilac. Lilacs bloom early, and the reason I'm telling you that is if you feel you need to trim your lilac because it's gotten out of hand, maybe too large, if you feel it needs to be trimmed, trim it before May 31st because it blooms before May 31st. One of our trimming videos, I talk about the proper time to trim, and you'll never lose a bloom that way. Well, lilacs are one. Make sure if you have to trim it before May 30th. I brought several of varieties. There's over 25 varieties of the lilac, and one that's really gained some attention is called Pink Perfume. It's the most compact of the lilacs, of the syringia that we know of. And the neat thing about it, the Pink Perfume, is it blooms not once, but twice. They stay compact. They won't get any taller than about 4 feet high and 4 feet wide. And again, they like a full sun. The second one is a dark purple, and that's what it's called. It's called dark purple. But it will get up anywhere from 5 to 6 foot in height, blooms a dark purple, and it's called bloomerang. Again, it blooms twice a year. You don't have to trim it to get it to bloom the second time, but know that you will get extended color in your landscape if you go with one of these 2 lilacs. Whereas before, we only had the pleasure of one bloom time in the lilacs. Now we have several seasons. And finally, the Pink Lady is the biggest of all of them, and it gets up to about 12 foot, and the color is absolutely gorgeous. If you want to do any trimming on your lilacs as far as the flowers are concerned, and you want that fragrance to come in the house, always trim your flowers in the morning. You have a lot more of that perfume that they effuse if you trim the flowers in the morning and bring them in and put them in a vase. Whereas waiting until the afternoon, you lose a lot of that perfume smell. So that's just a little side note for lilacs. And finally, the biggest enemy of a lilac are boars. And boars seem to be attracted to the lilac as they get older. So the chemicals that you want to consider using, if you see some extended areas where there are no leaves, that's one of the indications that you have a boar on your lilac. And the 2 chemicals, and you wouldn't have that problem at least for anywhere from 7 to 10 years. But the two chemicals that you would go with would be A, Merit, or B, bifenthrin. And that'll take care of the boar with no problem if you put it down in April. So I hope this gives you an idea of what you can do with lilacs, knowing that they need a full sun, but they give a lot more color and a lot more memory than the person can imagine. This is Charlie Stocker with HeyGardenGuy.com, raising your garden IQ one question at a time.